here. As soon as we go, here we go. GLTC to Grand Prix. Lights are coming on, and lights are out, and away we go up the hill towards turn 1. Big red here at Circuit of the Americas. A great getaway. One car stalls. Ernestus Pizzelis doesn't get going. Lawson Crane gets split 3 wide. Up the right comes Matan Rosenberg into turn 1. McGrew's free and clear. 4 wide in the background as Eric Jensen pulls up to the inside as well. Now up to turn 1 here, Matt. It's going to get very, very tight at the apex. Big slide for the 41.
Yeah, you can see Houghton struggling to get any heat in that rear tires on that pace lap, and Cather's going to maybe capitalize on it and get ahead of him. He had a great launch and was right up inside Houghton into turn 1.
Yeah, James Cather's a winner from Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course last season. Takes advantage of a sliding Houghton up into second place. Now Matan Rosenberg's right behind him. Lawson Crane, big wiggle there for the red BMW as he tracks now through turn number 6. Turn 7's a left-hander, turn 8 is the right-hander here, but McGrew is free and clear of the battle for second.
Yeah, you can see everyone struggling to get a little bit of heat in their tires. This first lap is going to be a bit of tiptoeing before they really get up to pace.
Crane on the paint there. We were told that some of the paint was refreshed in the S's, so that can be pretty slippery. But now down towards turn 11, McGrew trying to run from James Cathers. There's Mike McGinnis, by the way. That's an all-wheel drive Subaru. One of the 2 in the field that we mentioned that got a fantastic start. Gary Wimble on Nick Stennifer down here into turn number 11.
Yeah, if you go back and rewatch that start, both those all-wheel drive cars really jumped out of their stalls better than all the other cars as they're coming up here on the back straightaway. It helped them get an advantage and move up a few spots right on the start.
Yeah, Tony Marchev and Gary Wimble battling here, so it's Corvette versus 2 S2000s up the back straightaway here, down the order just a little ways. And here comes that 330 Merrick Magnuson from the tail of the field. I'd expect this car to move quick, and it certainly is. Marchev is not going very fast on the back straightaway. Hope he doesn't have a long gap to lose as Wimble looks up the inside of Stennifer. That's going to be a nice move, but very actually make a point. I didn't think he was going to. How hard he dove in.
Yeah, it looks like Tony is kind of right there with Magnuson, which is good to see. I know he had a problem on the pace lap yesterday. He had a clutch failure and had to pull in, so it looks like he's a bit more racy. He's going to be fighting with Magnuson and move up.
And Magnuson's look to the inside here of Nick Stennifer up the inside at turn 15. This is kind of a pinch point here. Magnuson is going to get through and make the pass up for position. Houghton still hounding Cathers for second. 2 by 2 down the field here as McGinnis has Michael Hilo to his inside to the triple apex right-hander at the carousel.
You start to see some of these shots with that sun peaking up more and more. That sun is going to be more and more of a problem as this race goes on, as it gets brighter and brighter in the sky in the turn 1 and 8 and 9.
Yeah, certainly a visibility issue there. James Cathers has Houghton behind him. Matan Rosenberg a little wide there. That might be a track limit violation. We've been watching turn 20 very carefully there, so there's not really a way to get a warning either. So if you step out of bounds too many times, you get yourself in trouble. Up the straightaway though, McGinnis and Hilo. McGinnis makes the pass on the 225 and turn 1. Houghton passes Cathers.
Yeah, Houghton was able to get it done on the brakes. He's probably starting to get a little bit more heat in those rear tires, giving him a little bit of confidence on the brakes and through the overhead. Hopefully he can get it sorted and start charging it here after.
Yeah, and James yesterday led most of the race. Luke actually spent most of this race doing just this, holding off third, fourth, and beyond. But Luke was able to run down James and pass him later. And James knew when he was coming in the rearview mirror that it was probably over. But his car wasn't at full tilt yesterday, had a slight mechanical problem. He's been working out and driving around. If that's sorted today, that 41 could be one to beat.
Yeah, they spent some time on the dyno last night. They found it a little bit under power. They played with the tune a little bit and got it turned up just a bit. So hopefully he's a little bit quicker today. Luke himself had some issues too. Last night before leaving the track, he found there was a little bit of leak under the car. Found a slight crack in the radiator. They had to pull it apart, while the radiator up, put it back in, but they're both out there running strong.
And in the background, Vitas Aronowskis, Eric Jensen, and then Julio Crispin, Eric Magnuson, Gary Wimble up the inside here at turn 11. That was a lunge there for the one, but didn't fully commit to it. Magnuson is able to turn, and here's Rosenberg on Cathers now at 484 again. Livery designed after 2009 ALMS Corvette racing car. Looks the part as they run down to turn 12. Who's later on the brakes here? Cathers in the M3 or Rosenberg on the Corvette, and it looks like Rosenberg will have that spot.
Yeah, Cathers had a great start. It could be from some of his background in autocross and pro solo, which has a little bit of a drag racing element. But he definitely got the jump on the start, and now these other guys are coming back at it.
Here comes Lawson Crane again, a local driver making his second weekend start here in Gridlife Touring Cup. Was really good yesterday. Had a little bit of a scrap with Eric Magnuson right here at turn 15. Look at how much Lawson opened up the corner. That car's looking actually, other than the wiggle on the start, a lot more reserved today. It was slipping and sliding everywhere, so I'm not sure if he made setup adjustments or a driver adjustment. Whatever it is, though, it looks more composed.
Yeah, I mean, he may not be used to running on these tires if he's normally running with NASA. He could be used 97 Hoosier. And once he, whoa!
That was a little wide.
Maybe we spoke a little too soon.
Yeah, he's definitely ringing the neck of it now through 19. But that's a challenging corner. You're really at the limit. And the corner doesn't have a lot of camber to lean on. It's one of the faster turns on the racetrack. So when you typically see cars slide around, that's one of the places that they will do that. And so back on again, Vitas Aronauskis in the yellow BMW. It's Eric Jensen in that LS Swamp FRS. And here comes Eric Magnuson up the inside again. Continues his charge. He's now up to 10th and looking for 9th from Jensen here in the turn.
Yeah, he seems to be making a little bit better progress than Tony Marchand on his path forward to the back.
Towards turn 1 here and follows Vitas through the first 20 corners here. Let's work our way down the hill. Again, we got a little bit of a late start. Typically we go right at the top of the hour. We started at 8:03, 8:04, so this race might not be as long as some of the others we're going to get later today. So you have to rush and get your positions while you can. And that was Jensen taking advantage of the inside curving there. Gutierrez trying to straight line that as much as possible. Cather's just about to lose his spot to Craig as they headed up through turn 8. But Magnuson looks up the inside of Aronauskis, and they're going to go door to door into turn 8.
BMW on BMW violence there. We saw Tony Marchev running a little wide there to the tail end of the S's. Maybe really getting after it.
He took a chunk of curve there at turn 10. He wanted that spot. He's got it. Now Aronauskis has the door open from Magnuson going by, and Jensen will take advantage. Gary Wimble might try to follow him through in that number 1. He had a suspension problem yesterday. Got that sorted, he thinks. As they're going to now battle at the back straightaway. Side by side, Jensen with a dog box 4-speed transmission and an LS under the hood of that Scion FRS. Not a lot of FRS left under that.
No, absolutely not. That thing is super cool. It's got a big sticker across the back, identifies as a vet, so he can play with all of his vet friends. And Gary Wimble, one of his vet friends, maybe take a look through him as well.
Yeah. Is he going to go 3 wide? He might make the lunge. No, he backs out, thinks better of it. Jensen side by side with Julio Crispin here in that number 350. Door to door through turn 12. Crispin still got some overlap here. We'll see if he can come back in turn 13. He will. And Jensen leaves him the door. Not quite enough space. That was very close there, Matt. That was very nice.
No, I mean, this is kind of the magic of GLTC. Everyone knows they need to leave each other just enough room. And when you have that trust and respect that goes around you, you can really get super close and have some of the super tight racing.
Yeah, Gary Wimble, the nose snuck up the inside at turn 15 as well. That was mighty good stuff here. Now through the carousel, triple apex right-hander. Wimble on the outside. Look at the move there by the red Corvette, the number 1 moving up.
You see Marchev behind him. He wants to get through. He has a bit of pace. He had to start at the back, but he's struggling with these guys.
Big
slide from Gary.
Look out, Gary.
He's going to go around.
And he slides, spins, comes to a halt at the exit of turn 19. Great save there. Got it slowed down and stopped, but that was a scary moment. And a fast corner as Tony Marchev and Julio Crispin almost come close.
Yeah, that was a good job by both of the drivers behind him to avoid a sliding Gary Wimble.
Yeah, that was a great job there. And that's an fast corner as we just documented last time around. As Marchev heads up the inside in the S2000. It seemed like earlier it might have messed up a shift or something on the back straightaway, but whatever issue is a problem, he seems to have solved it now as Wimble and Ryan Tyson are going to pull back into the paddock area. As Crispin heaves the spot now to the 17 and into the S's again. Up behind him. This is Kyle Bailey in the 222. Yes, it is. That's going to join this battle for what should be an 11th spot.
I'd glance down at our lap times for the race so far. Luke McGrew does not care that he's from outside. He's just running 27.1, which is almost as fast as it was yesterday.
McGinnis and Michael Hilo, these two have had a great battle since the race started. McGinnis in this all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza. Now, I'm not sure if the car still has this, but at one point it had a sequential. If he's got that, that'll also be an advantage on the start to bring through the gears. But you take a 4% weight penalty for having that sequential transmission. It's not something that you probably install on purpose to run GLTC. I'm not sure that it's really worth it, but I think if you have one, you're probably not going to be inclined to remove it. Here's Jensen and Magnuson. These two have just been door to door the last couple of laps here.
They'll match these cars right on the back straightaway.
Oh, sorry, this is Aronauskis actually in the 144. Magnuson's cleared them for a little while. Into the braking zone for 12. Aronauskis really deep on the brakes, left plenty of room there, and Jensen will take advantage of that, but doesn't get a good drive off the corner. Aronauskis will sneak back by.
Yeah, I made the same mistake of them coming up the back straight, seeing that yellow. These guys are still fighting door to door. Let's see if Marchev can take advantage of that scratch.
Mosquito in the ear, just snuck up the inside there and trying to swat it away as Jensen as they enter turn 15. So much room given there by everybody. Great racing to watch. And Marchev can sneak up the inside here at the carousel. He will do just that side by side to the Triple Apex right-hander again.
Yeah, he got a good drive out of it. Usually it's pretty tough to come off one of those hairpins against the V8 and be able to get the drive out. He must have got just to the right gear and maybe found against maybe just the wrong spot.
Into turn 19, a big jump over the rumble strips there for Eric Jensen, taking full advantage of the width of the racetrack, and now into turn 20. Come back around. We'll be expecting checkers any lap here as they come up the front straightaway. Up by the side. Let's keep racing for now up the front straightaway. Great battles here inside the top 10. As Tony Marchev is chasing Jensen, chasing Aronowskis, and here comes Jensen up the inside of Aronowskis, but not close enough to have a pass.
I'm sure they're absolutely having a ball inside the car. I'm sure they're frustrated, all wanting to get away from each other. I'm sure at the end of this they're going to be super pumped about the time we had out there. But let's see if they can close it back up here in the S. They got a little spread out through there.
Into the S's now. You're going to try to straight line this as much as you can. As a driver, how much of the curving can you take through here? I know they've got anti-cut curves to keep you from getting too aggressive on it, but as a driver, you're almost willing to sacrifice your spine a bit to find some pace through the section.
Yeah, it depends how big those anti-cut curves are that we have out there. Last year we actually didn't have any, so you can straight line a bit more, but you do have to watch out for track limit violations. If you cut too much and gain an advantage, you'll get a penalty.
Now up the back straightaway. Here's again Jensen and now Tony Marchev. These three have had a great fight here. Kyle Hale watching from the background. He's got past Julio Crispin. Marchev is going to clear Jensen. Jensen crosses over and slams the loud pedal to the floor. He'll try to drive right back by the S2000 up the backstretch.
Yeah, we'll see if the power change that Tony Marchev made over the winter, specifically for Cota, will pay off. He added a little bit more power, a little bit more weight, got a little bit more tire out of it to see if he can bat some of these high horsepower cars. And it looks like it's paying off.
Yeah, look at that S2000's got some legs on it now, doesn't it? Now in the braking zone, who's got a bit more bravery there? Jensen's going to lunge a little bit. Marchev wiggles, and Jensen will take advantage of that. You just have to be ready to pounce as soon as your competitor makes a mistake. But he wasn't able to clear him, so they're still going to be side by side into the tail end of the lap again. And that was very tight. That was Marchev still and Eric Jensen door to door into 14 and 15. Marchev again on the outside, but there's not a lot of grip to be had out there.
And the more they're scrapping, the more they're letting these cars get up closer behind them. So they almost need to sort this out and focus forward and work together maybe to re-catch back up to the car ahead.
Kyle Hale in that 222, that's that white BMW tracking them down. And it's like smelling blood in the water. You're the shark, and see a couple of drivers battling up the road, and anytime you're side by side, you're giving up speed, you're giving up pace. So if you can take advantage of it, you're going to do this. Into turn 20 now as this battle continues, and probably running out of race time relatively shortly. So we come across the start-finish line and continue the action here at Circuit of the Americas again. Here's a battle for third place. This is going to be Lawson Crane on James Cathers here for the last step on the podium. Two BMWs going at it here into the S's. Right, left, right. And a wiggle there, and Crane almost stuck to the inside. Cathers kind of stopped the brake pedal there to slow up.
Yeah, Crane is absolutely just throwing it through the S's. He has no fear of getting a little sideways in the pursuit of Cathers. One thing I did want to point out, looking at the live timing, we haven't seen him up on the screen, but John Rosenberg is actually catching up with James Houghton. We thought maybe Houghton would get ahead and kind of take off. Houghton is only a second back. So I don't know if it's some of those tuning issues or some of the VTEC issues are going back from Houghton. But the time has a shot to move up in the second.
Yeah, he certainly could, and see what that differential looks like. They're about maybe 5-6 car lengths as they leave turn 11 and head down to turn 12. Crane's got by Cathers here, and there's Aronowskis and now Tony Marchev. Aronowskis is going to go defensive, just a lane off of the racing line. Perhaps Marchev doesn't see the opportunity, swings back out to widen out the entry, and go through battle again, leaving 11 up to turn 12. Great battles here, midfield and beyond. Matt, we've had great scraps up and down the entire order.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that Julio Crispin, I think, taking a step out around Eric Jensen? I don't know if Eric Jensen has a problem. It seems like it was a pretty easy walk past him straight away. We see Tony Marchev coming into turn 12 on Vitus Aronowskis. Let's see if he can get on the brakes. He hits him a little bit earlier. Yeah, now MW's going to do it.
Aronowskis in there pretty deep, though. I think he left a little too much on the table to the inside and still, I love the stadium section. As a driver, it might not be the most inspiring part of the racetrack, but as a spectator, the over-under opportunity that this section gives you is just unmatched to a lot of other racetracks in the country. Door to door, BMW versus Honda, S2000 versus M3, and Marchev is going to sneak up the inside. Much tighter radius there for the 17, and he's through, but here comes Aronowskis back to the inside.
Yeah, I mean, this section is fantastic. We go left, right, You're getting a ton of time to be door to door with another driver. It's hard to kind of get that full advantage.
And 2x2 behind him as well. Hale and Crispin are door to door. Now into turn 19. This is a fast corner to be side by side. They will do it successfully. So will Hale and Crispin. Crispin will try to sneak up to driver's right in the middle of your screen there. What an epic battle this is. And just behind them, I think that's is that Adam Wood sneaking into the picture? No, that's Eric Jensen. So he's fallen back a bit. Jensen has, but he's back in the party now as the white flag waves. 1 lap to go here at Circuit of the Americas.
This is fantastic stuff. I mean, this is what GLTC is all about. Battles throughout the field. Watching these guys fight is
into turn 1. Aronowskis, and that was a great battle between him and 17 Marchev. Crispin's way out wide. Jensen and Hale side by side once again. Down through turn 2, leaving the height of Big Red, they call that up there at turn 1. And then Marchev now lighting the afterburners on the S2000. He's gone.
Yeah, through these S's, now he has no one in front of him. He can absolutely cruise. I'm sure he might be one of the fastest cars out there in the S's.
Extended for heading back to the paddock, so he does have an issue here. But these drivers do not. This is a battle down the order for P11 at the moment. Crispin, Hale, Jensen, as they work through the S's for the final time in race 2. They will race twice more today, but it will be a bit warmer and the conditions will be different. Hale jumps the curve at turn 10. Yeah, that's a fun turn.
Better, I guess it's better in a street car than some of those Formula 1 cars. I know we've seen a number of Formula 1 cars come over that corner and break big suspension parts or almost an air.
That's the beauty of a big tin top car. You can run over it and get the thing 4 feet off the ground in the air, and it's a blast to jump the rumbles. But now down to turn 12. Again, this is the final time through this section. McGrew has just checked out up front. He is just setting the pace. 10 seconds back is James Houghton. It's Matan Rosenberg, Lawson Crane, James Cathers the rest of the top 5. Crispin on defense here into 12 as Kyle Hale tries to run up the outside now. On the brakes, who's got the bravery? Dead even, dead heat. BMW versus 350. 350 wins the battle for the time being, but Hale, look at the exit he got him back.
See if he can maybe send it out the outside and build that overlap, but no, that inside line is going to be better. See if he can over-under him for some of this stadium.
Yeah, this is part of this racetrack I love so much for racing is every corner is a compromise. So if you can set up and build the exit like Hale is doing right there, he's going to throttle down, and now it's the outside run through the carousel. If you can hold this, Matt, you've got 19. The field comes around to the checkers, but look at this battle through turn 16, 17, and 18. And Jensen
getting a shot.
Through goes Jensen to the inside. What a pass if he can hold it into turn 19. They're going to be side by side. That's a tight line there for Hale. He backs out. Crispin's wide.
He was trying to pinch off Hale to make sure that he had to check up a whole bunch. Jensen maybe factor all of this chaos.
Are we going to go 3 wide? Let's try it. Into turn 20. McGrew wins, but the battle behind him for 12th and 13th is epic. Here comes Jensen, and he'll steal the spot at the checkers. What a battle! And he got 2 of them in the final 2 corners at Circuit of the Americas. Unbelievable drive there for Jensen, and that was for 11th place.
That's fantastic. You see those guys going through. I can see them giving each other thumbs up. They had a great time there.
That was awesome. I mean, that is just great stuff. I mean, the battle for the lead is great, Matt, but sometimes the best battles are not even in the top 10, and that was just a quintessential example of the expectations of GLTC and the drivers that want to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the number of times I've had a battle where it hasn't been maybe the spot I wanted to be, but I get out of the car and I don't care what spot I finished in because that was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and what a race. And for Luke McGrew, snags another win, and that's another 25 points on the year for the championship. We've got a long way to go until we crown that map. He's getting himself a pretty good head start. And James Houghton hasn't really been able to take the fight to him. But as we know, the rest of our format for the weekend, we've got race 3 later today and then race 4. In that 4th race, we do a random inversion of the top quarter of the field. So it could totally flip the script if Luke gets buried 5th, 6th, 7th in the grid. So that's going to change a lot of things. Passing is challenging. Luke McGrew has not really had to do a whole lot of it here this weekend. He only had to pass Falken yesterday. He did it quickly, though.
If you want to talk about passing, let's take a look down the order, see who moved up the most. So Eric Magnuson's in the back, moved up 13 spots, and those people have right behind him. Tony Marchev moved up left there. Mike McGinnis. Got a number of spots now. Super couple of stars.
Yeah, grabs a 7th. I think might be his first top 10 in GLTC as well. I'll have to double check my stats for that. Here's Luke McGrew, and again, James Houghton described him as casually perfect the way that he drives. There are times when Luke battles, and there are times when Luke will let you have the spot. And in this particular race, he just lit the afterburners right off the flight deck. He was out.
Maybe speaking of a competitor, a little bit unfortunate to see Gary Wimble right outside of our announcement. I know last night they were replacing hubs on that car. I was wondering when they got out of some of those stops, that lose control of the car. So he's parked here, didn't take well or something less.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He did a great job again getting the lockdown, and the competitors around him, I think it was Julio and maybe Eric Jensen around him at that moment. They did a great job dodging him. That's again a very fast corner at probably 80, 90 miles an hour in a GLTC car.
Yeah, I mean that's a super fast corner. You're really committed, so once you commit to that corner, it's hard to check up and change direction, and they did a really good job avoiding him. So and identifying that he was spinning and was probably going to lose control. I mean that's half of it, not only being in control of your car, is identifying what's happening around you.
Yeah, anticipating it, right? Because we saw yesterday off of the front bumper of Luke McGrew, James Houghton got equivalently sideways, and he was able to steer the car back forward, but it's a front-wheel drive car, so you can just smash the throttle and it'll straighten out. But at some point, the car will let go of the grip, and they did a nice job anticipating that. But cars are rolling back to the paddock, and the handful of cars are going to go roll over the scales and make sure everyone is in compliance as we did yesterday for the rest of the season. Fair racing is the most important thing alongside clean and fun racing. So we're going to head back to the pit lane, the paddock, and we'll sign off here in just a couple of minutes' time. But Matt, we've got so much left today. We've got more time attack. I know the track records just continue to keep getting set in different categories, and if you look at the cars that are here this weekend, some of them are just so ridiculously fast. And I'm excited for that. We've also got 2 races left, and we are far from being done shuffling the deck today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I saw some posts from that Rafa Club McLaren, that uncorked McLaren GT3 car. They had a predictive lap yesterday of 155. If they can go out and do a 155 out here, that would be incredible.
That would be absolutely insane. But there's a great look at Circuit of the Americas. The sun's a little higher in the sky now. We're going to turn things back over to the SLB crew as the track warms up and the cars come out of hibernation from overnight. What a great battle in GLTC Race 2. We've got 2 more on the day. We'll see you a little bit later for that. But thanks so much for watching GLTC Race 2 here from Cota, SLB, Time Attack. The first session of the day is up next. Green flag flies and we're racing the Gridlife Touring Cup.